You've reached the SeaBank Chronicles, a natural sound theater transporting you through the living science of Southeast Alaska. Produced by the Alaska Sustainable Fisheries Trust. This is Beth, your radio operator. We live in extraordinary times, where science and mystery meet in a swiftly changing world. To enter the SeaBank Chronicles, just keep listening. Logbook 1, Transmission 6, Boundary Lines. It looks like you've got a break in the weather this transmission. Turns out even a rainforest has sunny days. It's time to put on your hiking boots and head for the top of a watershed. A watershed is an area of land that channels rainfall, snowmelt, and runoff into a common body of water. That definition, courtesy of NOAA Fisheries, describes nearly every place in the SeaBank. There are more than 900 watersheds in the region, supporting 18,000 miles of rivers, streams, and lakes. The SeaBank contains 5 major rivers: the Alsek, Chilkat, Taku, Stikine, Unik, and Salmon. All originate in the St. Elias or Coast Range Mountains. In the SeaBank, watersheds provide clean drinking water and salmon-friendly hydroelectric power for many communities. They also support vegetation and wildlife, including ecosystem engineers, animals with an outsized role in maintaining a habitat's dynamic equilibrium. Perhaps the most vital ecosystem engineer in the SeaBank is salmon. Salmon don't just inhabit Southeast Alaska. They profoundly shape it, along with human lives and livelihoods. The SeaBank is celebrated for its molecular connections between land and ocean. Nutrients cycle from forest to sea and back again with the help of salmon. SeaBank watersheds are threaded with salmon streams, nearly 14,000 miles. As salmon smolts head for the ocean each spring, nourished by invertebrates rich with terrestrial nitrogen from alder leaves and pine needles, they take forest nutrients with them. When mature cohorts of this wild and silvery nation return each fall, full-grown on saltwater prey, they bring back a part of the sea. Bears, wolves, eagles, and other animals benefit from the marine-derived nutrients salmon bring home, and eventually so do the trees. Now that you've reached the top of the watershed, you're face to face with a well-kept secret. A landscape torn apart. Piles of rubble and a large earthen embankment holding back a lake of cloudy water. Get out your testing kit and you'll probably find this water contains high concentrations of iron, copper, cadmium, aluminum, selenium, and mercury, heavy metals, along with nitrates and sulfates. These are the waste products of mining. The first problem with mines like those at the top of SeaBank watersheds, there are roughly 30, is they aren't under the jurisdiction of the United States government or the state of Alaska. They lie beyond the U.S. border and are operated by Canadian companies. The toxic waters these mines could potentially release into SeaBank rivers, however, defy all boundaries. Worse yet, dams can and do give way. Mines Tailings Pond Breach forces water ban in Caribou Regional District. BC Water District declares local state of emergency after tailings pond breach. BC Gov warns against drinking water in path of tailings pond spill. These are news headlines from the Toronto Sun following the August 2014 breach of the Mount Polley Mine dam in southern British Columbia, when 5 million cubic meters of polluted water entered the watershed. The Mount Polley disaster paints a picture of what SeaBank watersheds potentially face. Sediments from the breach buried 6 miles of salmon habitat, scouring stream beds and deforesting the landscape. The salmon that survived faced heavy metal poisoning and the destruction of food supplies. In some cases, dam breaches can cause the local extinction of entire salmon populations. Data shows that at least 130 dam failures have occurred in the U.S. and Canada over the last 100 years. Why the whistling in light of this foreboding news? Southeast Alaskans are taking a stand against transboundary mines, and you can too. Visit thealaskatrust.org/podcast to learn how you can help protect the SeaBank from transboundary mines. And find a link to up-close Google Earth footage of some Canadian mines currently in operation. Gunish Cheesh to the Tlingit, Haida, and Tsimshian people for stewarding these lands and waters since a time beyond human memory, and for sharing them with all who make the SeaBank home. When in doubt, keep listening to the places where science and mystery meet.